Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our third and last lecture on the services sector of Pakistan. In this lecture, we will highlight the performance of the services sector and we'll also discuss key issues and current challenges in Pakistan's services sector. Let's first of all present an overview of the performance of the services sector in Pakistan. In this regard, first of all, we will look at three indicators: the share of services sector in GDP, the share of services sector in employment, and the role of services sector in export earnings. First of all, GDP. In 1963-64, its contribution in GDP was 35.96%, which increased to 50.73% in 2024-25. This indicates that during this period, the average annual increase was 0.24 percentage points. Looking at the figures of employment, the employment share of services sector in 63-64 was 9.39, which jumped to 43.92 in 2024-25. This indicates that on average there is 0.567 percentage points annual increase in the employment share of the services sector. Talking about exports, the value of exports in 2018-19 was 5,966 million US dollar. It increased to 8,394 million US dollar in 2024. This indicates an average annual increase of 404.667 US million dollars. So these three indicators are highlighting the performance of the services sector, and these three indicators are telling us that there is a significant contribution of services sector. Now we will talk about the issues being faced by the services sector. Volatile growth. In this graph, we have shown annual growth rate of the value added in GDP. We have seen in previous class that the value added in GDP through services sector has gradually increased, but if we look at the growth rate, the graph explains that the annual growth in value added by services sector is too volatile. There could be multiple factors behind this phenomena, among which macroeconomic instability is one of the dominating factors. High inflation and exchange rate depreciation compresses real income and raise business cost. This reduces demand for services like trade, transport, and finance, which cause short-term swings in value added. Further, high tax rates also hamper the activities such as trading, and real estate business is badly affected due to high tax rates. In addition, natural disasters like flood also adversely affect the services sector by breaking the supply chain and compressing the demand. The next issue is the declining ratio of the share in GDP to employment. We can see from this graph that there is a persistent fall in the ratio of GDP share to employment share. This reflects that labor absorption outpacing value added growth, which means that the contribution of this sector in value added is significantly less than the absorption of labor. This indicates the issue of low productivity, disguised unemployment, lack of skill, and such other factors. Further underreporting in value added could also be another reason. The next point is huge component of informal economy, especially in trade and transport. Informal economy is another issue. According to different studies, around 50 to 60% is the informal economy in Pakistan. Like industry and agriculture, the services sector is also facing this issue. In specific, trade and transport sectors have huge proportion of informal economy which undermines the value added of this sector. Skill gap and shortage of advanced digital talent in IC. So IT sector is facing these challenges. Skill gaps and shortage of advanced digital talent are another issue which is expanding over time. The rapid advancement in digital technologies has generated strong demand for skilled human capital, but a significant gap persists due to inadequate training infrastructure, continued brain drain. The government has recently initiated some measures to promote digital and IT skills. However, a meaningful improvement will depend on sustained policy efforts over the coming years. Low public spending in health and education. Health and education are very important sectors, but these two sectors have largely been ignored over the decades. For instance, in case of education, less than 10% of government expenditure is allocated to it, which is not even 2% of GDP. The situation is even worse in health sector, where less than 5% of total government spendings are devoted to health, which are not even 1% of GDP. In this regard, we cannot ignore the role of private sector. There is a vital role of private sector in health and education sector. Low fiscal contribution. We have already discussed this issue in our previous class. Brain drain of skilled professional. This is another issue. In specific, a large number of Pakistani doctors are serving abroad. Further, a significant number of PhD degree holders are teaching in different universities abroad. This brain drain on one side creates a shortage of skilled labor, and the positive aspect is this, that it's also a source of foreign remittances. There is a need to design a policy to retain skilled labor in the country. So this is all about the services sector of Pakistan. Our next topic is the fifth module, state of the economy. So we started our discussion by focusing at the economic trajectory of Pakistan from 1947 to 2025. After that, we discussed the agriculture sector of a country. After discussing agriculture sector, we discussed the industrial sector. And today, it was the last lecture on the services sector. So our next module is on state of the economy during 2024-25. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you very much.